And we're back. You're watching Sports Federation TV. I'm Lenyukta Chetty. Now we've got two very important people here from the Southern Stings. And Southern Stings is like the very, very important netball team that everybody knows. They are to netball what the Stormers are to rugby. And they're here to tell us more about their sport. Welcome to Annelie Lucas and Elfreda Luyt. Welcome to Sports Federation TV.
Thank you.
So to start off, what is your involvement in the Southern Stings?
I'm the head coach of the team, yes.
Very important.
Not really, the players are more important than me, but yeah, did a great job.
Annelie, okay, so head coach and?
I'm the assistant coach.
All right. Yeah. So how did you get involved in the sport?
Well, for me it was easy. I was born in the sport. My mother is Benny Simon and she is well known in netball fraternity. So actually I didn't have any other way but to do netball, but enjoyed it from since ever, and just grew to love it and decided to go ahead and coach.
Elfreda, you probably have a very similar story too, hey?
I played netball from primary school and high school and provincial and SA, and then I became an umpire, SA umpire, South Africa, and then I became a coach.
Yeah, so you kind of lived your netball life and now you're in a position to give back.
Yeah.
Yes, I think people will say that we're living our dream.
Yeah.
We're living out our dream because we coach and that's what we love doing.
Yeah, and you get to play still.
Well, not really, but if you see the kids perform and the senior players perform and they do well, then it's like you want to high five one another because you say, yes, you know, I taught her that, and they listen. So yeah, if it's working on court, we feel like it's great.
Yeah. Well, months ago, Sunel was here, one of your strongest players, and she was telling us about the roadshow that was going to happen with the Southern Stings at that stage. What has the season been like since?
Well, we had a great season.
Yeah.
We came fourth in the end. We really wanted to improve from last year. Last year we came third, but unfortunately we lost in the playoffs. But as a team, we really grew this year. We did a lot of stuff with the players. We had TID camps where we went out and scout for players to be part of the Stings. And then we did a pre-season program with them, but we really went out and tried and do something you know, about the team culture around the Western Cape, and that's why this is very important for us as well, because we have a diverse team and we're working with diverse players. So the roadshow didn't happen because of financial constraints. As you know, netball don't have sponsors, so it's quite an expensive episode to take the players around. But I think with proper planning, we'll get that sorted next year for the 2018 season. That's very important. We had a very good campaign on Facebook and Twitter as well as Instagram, and the following that the Stings have is tremendous.
Yeah.
So we know that there's really a market for that, to go out and just be there for the kids. And they love to meet the players. You know, we're on the background most of the time because they don't want to speak to the coaches. They love the players. So yeah, I think the role model part of the player is so important in today's you know, with the kids getting involved with stuff that they don't need to get involved with. So I think if we can create good role models, and that's really something we tried this year regarding the team culture. So it's not always just about the netball. It's much more than that.
Is there any development projects that the Stings has currently?
Well, the two of us did a lot of talent identification. I was, since until the beginning of the year, I was involved with schools netball, and Elfreda is still involved with schools netball. So we we scout the players, we see what they look like, and then we try and develop them from there. I know that there is, they will start a Western Cape Academy, a netball academy. They're trying to get that off the ground for the school kids. We have a successful one in Cape Winelands that I'm involved with. And then I know there's a very successful one in Eden. One of the Marties players that's playing for the varsity this year, what's her name? Elfreda. From her father contacted you, Audrey Ace. Audrey is with was from their academy, and she's now a Marties player, first year player, and doing tremendously well. So and I know West Coast have an academy. So there's schools academies that's working according to a program. And then when the new season will start, like with by the end of October, we'll do talent identification again to see if there's more players that we can get involved with the Southern Stings. Yes.
Elfreda, what would you attribute the Southern Stings' popularity to?
The Southern Stings is like they're a top team. And to be involved with them, it is a privilege, a very big privilege for me. And with Annelie there, I also learn a lot. I learn a lot from her. I learn a lot from the players. And a lot of these players are also coaches. And you can always learn something. But it's very nice for me to see that some of those players was at the school with me, and at school and at when we coached the Western Cape under 18s. There's a lot of those players that's in those teams.
Yeah, it's lovely. So they kind of grow up in front of you as well as players, as women, as men even now. Yeah. I mean, historically a female-dominated sport. But let's talk about the guys, because I hear there's an amazing tournament coming up in Paarl soon.
Yes, next week from the 4th until the 7th. I think it's Wednesday till Saturday. We have the SA National Championships here on our front porch.
Wow.
So yeah, that's very exciting. Actually, we played a lot of netball games against the men's side this year. Marina and her team helped us tremendously with our, when we had big teams we played against, like the Jaguars or the Free State Crinums. Then we'll contact the men's team and ask them if they will play against us a training match, yes, because they jump much higher than the girls. The vertical is tremendous, the elevation, the speed, the ball speed. I think in Australia and New Zealand it's quite popular between the men, not this popular still in South Africa, but really if you come out and have a look, it's really, we now saw them play for a year, and it's amazing, really, the skill they have. It's just phenomenal.
Is the men's netball strongly supported at the schools?
No.
No?
Not really. I think the guys think, you know what happened? What
stereotypes.
We normally do. Yes, but you know, there's rugby and there's hockey, so I don't think at this stage there's a platform for the netball. But with indoor sport, they do have mixed teams. So there's a lot of men playing mixed indoors, and most of the guys that will have an injury, like I know some of the players that we saw playing was like really tall. They're like locks when they playing rugby. It's like a lock, and they jump the shots. You know, when you shoot goals, they just jump the shot because they have the ability to do that.
Wow. So if men really took it seriously, they could dominate the sport.
Definitely.
Contact. Because they're afraid they're going to injure the player. But now they are going for that goals. They are playing their game now.
Have we seen increased participation in netball in the Western Cape over the last years?
from this, when we started with this TIDs, then it was amazing that all those players come to those courses, like trials, and it was growing. It was time for us to look at that players, to develop that players, and it was definitely growing. It's growing in the schools. It's growing. It's really growing. If you can see at the trials when they are playing.
In the Western Cape specifically, we have an amazing following because our club structures are very strong.
For the reality is, for a lot of talented young people.
Yeah. We went out to Eden with the TIDs, Eden in Mossel Bay, and kids from Beaufort West came and they attended that. So there's really, we thought it was too far to drive through to Beaufort, but we'll do that in future because the kids want that. They feel special.
And it's hope.
To tell the kids out there that it's not only the kids in the big populated areas like your Cape Town and your Paul Stellenbosch, because that's where most of our players come from. It's not only them performing. We do have kids that come from the outskirts. There is a place for them as well. It's just they need to work hard.
Yeah. So to wrap up, the South African Championship that we're so excited about.
Yes.
Give us the dates and the venue so that the people can come and watch.
Okay, the male championship is next week in Paarl. It's from the 4th of October until the 7th. It's during the holiday, and games will be played from 9 o'clock in the morning until 5 o'clock in the evening. So yeah, I think they should come out and support the guys. There will be 16 teams participating, and they will see top netball in this area. They saw the Stings now this year. We had home venues, so we have a lot of netball on the TV as well. So come out and just enjoy it with the family.
Okay, how can people get in touch with your federation then, other than Facebook?
They can phone. I think there is emails and telephone numbers they can phone. So it depends on where they stay, because they need to contact the districts and the district federations, and from there they will help them who to contact further.
All right. Thank you, Elfreda and Annelie, for telling us about the Southern Stings and what's to look forward to. And we hope you'll come back with some more great news.
We'll have us again.
Yes, we'll have you again, definitely. Okay, folks, so after the break, we'll be back with Project Playground, so please stay tuned for that.